Hello everyone. Can't hold on to anyone. I wish I could stand in front of Meghan and laugh at her. When you have it, don't keep it. When it's lost, don't look for it. Whether it's friendship, romance, or family, no one can be there for you forever. I'm talking about the relationship between Meghan Markle and the York sisters. Meghan tried again and again to mend things, but only received painful slaps in return. No one dared to admit to being friends with that evil woman. It is a really challenging situation, isn't it? When a friendship becomes quite sour, especially when you are someone who, if we may say so, does not have a lot of friends who are likely to be around for a long time. This is especially true for individuals that you have developed and selected over the course of your life, with the intention of attempting to cultivate yourself into a higher echelon. You may recall that whenever Meghan Markle said that she had no knowledge of the British monarchy, I would actually laugh out loud. This was due to the fact that there she was, apparently acquainted with the daughter of the Duke of York. In addition, it appears that she inquired about the identity of the Duke of York when she came across him. Are we talking about a flunky or some type of assistant? Actually, how thick do you have to be in order to be considered? This woman had, without a doubt, meticulously documented each and every individual, ensuring that she was able to negotiate her way into the room. It is hard to believe that you would be unaware of the fact that your father, who is also a friend of yours, is the son of the Queen of England. Who could anyone be unaware of that? If the two of you were such good friends, would you not bring up that topic of conversation? You see, things have taken a turn for the worst. And the reason for this is that the York sisters are really dedicated to themselves. This is the bottom line. It's true that they are a family that values unity. Moreover, I must mention that they are quite well-mannered and have very good manners. Having a conversation with them is actually a lot of fun to take part in, such as their mother, who has had a great deal of train derails and other such incidents throughout her life. There are certain things that she freely confesses to being dumb that she has done, but as she has stated, it is her life and her faults. And this is a portion of the issue that the Duchess of York, who is lovingly referred to as Fergie by a great number of people, is facing. However, what is intriguing about this situation, and I find this to be very fascinating, is that Meghan has been making a valiant effort to maintain this connection, despite the fact that they have become more distant from one another. Now, part of this, apparently, was to do with the fact that do you remember the Netflix thing that came out recently about, the Sam McAllister, Emily Maitlis, all that sort of thing, detailing what went on behind the scenes of that now infamous interview with the Duke of York and Newsnight. You see, clearly, you are aware that Princess Beatrice and Eugenie were both purportedly the ones who persuaded their father to become engaged in the beginning. After that, things naturally took a back seat, and then they felt they may be able to get a story going by providing assistance at specific stages in this particular production. You should be aware of how this operates. However, it appears that they were extremely disturbed by the fact that despite the fact that they had been quite supportive of Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, for, if you recall, literally being very supportive of her 40x40 thing for that birthday project, which never went anywhere. They were really very dismayed by the fact that they had been very supportive of her. During the time when they were going through a crisis, it would appear that they did not receive a great deal of help from the government. Unfortunately, the level of friendship between those two individuals has now dropped to almost nothing. That being said, you are able to comprehend the reason why Meghan chose to promote her friend, Misha Nanu, right? And what was intriguing was that she literally posted a few emojis on social media postings on the occasion of Princess Beatrice's birthday. Emojis are what the children call them. They are those tiny toy things that you place at the end of a message. Here are some examples of the kinds of things I'm talking about. In addition, it was believed that this would be the catalyst that would shatter the ice and rekindle the bond between them, allowing them to once again become friends. It has been brought to my attention by a very reliable source that this is not going to take place. It is also crucial to note that the Duchess of York herself has publicly stated, "Well, I don't really know Meghan." It is vital to remember this. To tell you the truth, I've only had a few encounters with her. According to Meghan, she was the one who taught her how to curtsy, and the two of them were the closest of friends. That person is lying. On the other hand, I believe this is the best way to put it. Additionally, according to that source, Meghan is able to whistle in terms of friendship moving ahead. Wow, that was exciting and well-deserved, Meghan, right? If anyone felt elated and amused by the Duchess of York's amazing reaction, please comment number 1. On the contrary, if anyone didn't feel that way, please comment number 2. Can say that a demonic personality like Meghan's is one of the many known traits of malignant narcissism and sociopathy per top leading psychologists and psychiatrists who have stated that this is the worst personality, dangerous, and only gets worse as they age. A bona fide mental illness per their diagnostic manual, the DSM-5. She's evil like Lady Macbeth with the Merry Wives of Windsor, as this all plays out like some Shakespearean drama chess comedy. Can't wait for the curtain to fall down on them eventually. Karma is a bitch. Even if it were not for the next day, it would be impossible to tell all the bad points of that woman. Bullying, pathological lying, an insatiable need for constant attention, always interrupting and monopolizing any conversation, lack of real empathy, a sense of entitlement, grandiosity, scapegoating, I blaming everyone 24/7, raging hypocrisy, manipulation, a control freak. There's more, no guilty conscience, no apologies to the royal family, gaslighting, love, bombing her poor, pathetic lost puppy, dim-witted Harry are all signs of malignant narcissism and sociopathy per top leading psychologists or psychiatrists who have stated this is the worst kind of personality and only gets worse as they age. Remember when Harry's wife claimed she spoke Spanish, but it was a rare Argentinian type? Harry excitedly introduced her to a woman who was fluent in the language, and he was just exposing her to say he was seeing the truth. Yes, it was Michael Bublé's wife. Meghan is no longer fluent in Spanish as she is 43% Nigerian, and it was discovered by the Queen that Meghan could not speak French either, as she'd claimed, despite learning it for years, when she was sat next to a French diplomat during a state dinner. On the other hand, it is not too surprising that the straw that broke the camel's back, and now the Yorks, are wary of Meghan. No lost friendship there. They're both dynamite in anyone's hands. Too bad their dumb Sussex team and handlers can't see that until they get tired of her constant and quit. If they ever were really friends, which I don't believe. On Oprah, she told Oprah Winfrey how she met Princess Eugenie before she knew Harry. But in Harry's own book, he detailed how they first met. Harry said that he introduced Meghan to Princess Eugenie at Nottingham Cottage while they were dating. They got on well, and he thought, good, it's going well. If she gets on well with the rest of the family, so Harry introduced them. I did think it unlikely that Princess Eugenie would ever move in the same circles as Meghan, and at the time, Meghan claimed they were friends. Princess Eugenie was in the UK, and Meghan was in Canada, working on Suits. A very unlikely friendship, I think. Until now, Meghan doesn't have any real friends. She has contacts and door openers. Once she's in, they're out. Now with the Yorkies, the shoe is on the other foot. How does it feel? Meghan? Certainly, the York girls should have known better than to have any faith in the female. She only does things for herself. She couldn't care less about anyone else. She has no idea what friendship give and take is. In her mind, she does the taking, and everyone else does the giving. Bravo to Sarah for telling the truth and exposing another one of Meghan's lies. Someone should tell the brat that you can't mess around and then expect all to be forgiven just because she says so. Steer clear, Meghan. The broad ain't no good. Honestly, Eugenie and Beatrice would be wise to keep their distance from the actress. Meghan is no one's friend. She just uses people for her own ends. The sad thing is, that Fergie has never been a good judge of character, and that has caused the royal family a lot of problems over the years. If there's one lesson the royal family should learn from their past mistakes, it's that they should be careful who they hang out with. And hopefully, they've learned that this time. Meghan Markle is not someone you should trust or rely on, because her presence seems to be accompanied by trouble and scandal. Haven't her recent actions been a clear example? Sometimes, the hardest lessons are the ones we remember the longest. Hopefully, Eugenie and Beatrice are wise enough to realize this before it's too late. They love embarrassing themselves. Actually, sometimes Harry is aware, and you can tell he's so uncomfortable. She doesn't care, though. She loves it. It's mind-boggling. She was so depressed and wanted to unalive herself because of the media, though the media at the time was always glorifying her. Now that continents of people can't stand her, she's happy as a clam and loves going to events and being in the spotlight. They are bullshit. Am I correct in my assessment? Please leave a comment below and share your opinions if this is the case. I deeply appreciate you taking the time to view my video. I would be grateful if you would show your support by sharing, and subscribing to my channel. Goodbye, and we will see each other again soon.